Right. It's going to be a little bit different as I am sorting out a few things. And it's mostly going to be you seeing the chart because, as it turns out, the Telegram window does not display in the application window because I suppose that it's built like a pop-out so you wouldn't see it, which is really a shame. So that doesn't help things at all. But we'll just keep going with it tonight, if you guys don't mind. And let me sort out to make sure that we are live on your YouTubes. So let's check that out. Keep it clean. Let's keep it clean. I don't know how to do that. And we cannot see ourselves yet. Let's see what's going on there. Other thing where the title is too. There we go. All right, let me open this up. So I'm not so crazy about the way that that looks. Not so crazy. Welcome. Upload ourselves. And check out the okay, that all looks pretty good. The only thing I'm not so crazy about is kind of the labeling. I'm not crazy about that. And I don't plan on being on for too long, but wanted to make the first steps at least in the comment section so that we can have everyone follow along with the RubyCrossBot build for now over at Telegram. And so walk through some of the steps right now, you guys. When I start printing out some more things down below, you will notice that the first step, of course, is that you have to go over to the bot father on Telegram and get your own bot going. And I will put the link to the RubyCrossBot in the box. And it should be this link right here. I don't know if it requires the HTTPS, but I'm going to start here. So step 1 is here. And that is the bot itself. Like I said, it doesn't look like it's going to pull it up from there. It's not coming across as a link. So what happens a link though? Okay, it is. Okay, I got it now. All right, so I'm going to start here. That is the actual link. All right. So when you're over and you're building your bot for yourself, you're going over to what's called the bot father, and there are pages and pages of instructions and many, many different things that you can do with the bot. So we're starting off with just the very basic link, the about, even the about I'm learning about, all the different ways the about section actually looks when you are sharing the bot across social channels. So I'm learning a little bit about that. And then there's several layers of ways, of course, that the individual that's using the bot can start to engage. The only part that I'm working on right now is making sure that the API through Telegram is working and that my key or my token, that that's working, and that I understand the all of the web app URL, the function getMe, the webhook, the sendText, the doGet, the doPost, and that that's all being done properly over at the Google script editor. So that did take actually a few hours following a couple of YouTube videos that I will also put down below, and or we'll go ahead and maybe do a post in any event, because the person that I learned this from, what he did was he copied and then he put everything in the comment section of the YouTube video, and that seems to work really well. There was one little piece that he failed to let us know, and that's what kind of got me snagged. But I will make sure that that you guys know what that part is if you're using actually Google Sheets. Okay, so I'll make sure about that. And okay, so as I said, I just want to kind of run through some of the early steps. And so we have the step 1, which is of course to get your bot. And don't get too hung up. It's better to just take a step, move forward, take a step, and then go back, and then make improvements, move a step forward, and so forth, or else you will stay forever in just getting your telegram.me part done. And it's always rewarding, at least this is my attitude, it's very rewarding that in the first 3 days that at least you get something that's working, so that you can get a bigger picture as to what it is that you want your bot to do. And because there's so many function sets and there's so many different ways that the bot can actually look and appear, as I said, once it's out in the wild, and for you to try and perceive of all of those things in your first 3 days, and then you know, you go to run the bot and the bot doesn't work, is very, well, would be very frustrating. So we want to try and, you know, eliminate all of that, have a very kind of clean slate, a clean attitude, you know, about how to proceed. And you don't have to have, you know, everything known by you before you can actually build a bot. The bot is working. It's not automated, which is why I'm here tonight and why I will continue doing the videos, is that we are going to go towards automation. I do believe that that's something that we can do, and it's just a matter of you know, getting there. So right now, if you were over at the bot and I was working on this trade, which I am right now, and I've been submitting to the bot today, and so all of that seems to be working fine. I think I probably have to have about 25 different messages to the bot, and then we can work back, build up that section in the bot that's for the user, that's looking for certain information from the bot, so we can go back and see. So today I spent a lot of time kind of going back through some of the I would say like notifiers, the way in which I've notified, whether it's on Twitter or even my Slack. I did this a lot over early on with the Discord, and then I have a lot that's over at Google+. These are these just very small little snippets where most people would come back and say, I don't know what you're talking about, you're being so cryptic. And the cool thing about the bot is that it really does, it's up to the user, not the creator, it's up to the user to find its usefulness. And so I thought that that was really fascinating, that I can actually do these rather cryptic snippets of what price is, where price is, and what it should look like, because it'll repeat itself, right? I mean, there are only so many ways that one can describe price, and then after you're working with the bot, then you would have, you would have an idea of when that bot message, when that notifier comes to you, that you would know what all those things mean. So it's kind of like reading a map for the first time. You can be looking at a map with a lake that's just a big circle, and you wouldn't know that, a circle might be a reservoir, it's not a natural lake, or you won't know the name of the lake, you won't know how deep the lake is, or the temperature, or anything else when you're first reading a map. So I am thinking that the building out of the bot, the RubyCrossBot, will kind of start to isolate some of these misgivings, misunderstandings of what the RubyCross is and what the EMAs and the sequence of the EMAs actually does. And it's only one indicator. So if you read below in the description, what I'm thinking is that we can start to launch open source automation tools using Telegram bots and Face Messenger bots for technical analysis focused on the cryptocurrency trader, enthusiast, and investor. That's what the outreach would be for. And there's a couple people that I know in the bot building business, and I think I can, with some persistence, I can probably get their attention. And if I do some of the heavier work in the beginning, trying to kind of whiteboard what the bot would do, I think that this would be helpful for the people that actually know how to, build them. So I'm going to be learning little by little, and which is okay. I'm perfectly fine with that. And then just bring it to YouTube as often as I can, and then rely on the comment section to kind of just follow through how we're actually building the bot, being that I want it to be open source. So here we are. All right, so if you've never gone into the bot father, which is what I will put next, use the bot father, and you can look up the bot father over on Telegram. And what I'll do is, even though I don't think this is directly from, the second step is just to kind of have an idea of all the things that the Telegram bots can do and how they can talk to you. So that's one such site. And let me get over to the actual bot father. Make sure you guys have that. And then I'll put these things over in my Google Doc as well. And so the contacted bot father is, bring that down there. And this is the bot father bot. So this is third step, is to get very well connected there. And that gets your bot built out. We'll go through more details. I'm just kind of doing the overview outline tonight so that I can keep up with the work that's already been done. Then, as I said, there are 3 videos, and those videos I will put down below. Also, what I did do is I started off pretty much looking for an RSS feed. I have not found the right one yet, so I'll just put RSS feeds using the if, this, then, and that. And I haven't been successful with the RSS feed recipe or applet yet, but that's definitely something that we need to look into. And I was using the News 24 and the applet. What happened over at If This Then and That is that they shut the applet down, or the applet isn't working anymore, something along those lines. And then I spent a little bit of time trying to see what RSS feed that I wanted to use. And there are a couple that interest me, but what it is there's a Tech Tickers blog spot. There's also the Google.com alerts feeds for Bitcoin. And I'll open that one up for you guys so you can see that one. That's also in the document. I'll put that in the chat here, fifth step. Now the fifth step, as I said, it's more in line with the RSS feeds, but the fifth step is to just have a good enough news feed. And the example is the Google.com alerts for Bitcoin. And that is that one there. I'm not so much fancying. I know that I believe one of the, might be Coinigy, they have the feeds from a couple of the news agencies. And I'm trying to get a little, I don't know. I don't want to say anything against those news feeds, but I am looking for something that's maybe little less wordy. I don't know. And then it might just be that it's just, just massive amounts of headlines. It doesn't matter. It may end up where it's just headline, 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 because the idea is that each headline in part would have a bullish, bearish, or neutral narrative, so that when the bot came through, the headline would come through with the bullish, bearish, neutral narrative. So the sixth step that we're looking to do is that the bot would assign a bullish, bearish, or neutral narrative on each, I guess it's called a post, each post, when there's a headline, for the headlines. And you get this on Bloomberg and Money.net too, narrative on each post for the headlines. I shouldn't say that it's like every single headline, but many times there will be an assignment of the rating of the analyst and whether or not it's a bullish, bearish, or neutral narrative based on the analyst that had been assigned to that desk. So I'm not too sure that we can really do that. We can at least try and see what that would look like once it goes over to Telegram on the manual side. So first I have to do fourth step and fifth step, get ourselves a really good headline feed, and then we'll be good on that. Okay, the next part is, next to go is the donation hyperlinks. So what I want you to know is that step 7, these are the, I'm going to say that these are more of like a reactive post. This is one where you have GIFs and more action steps. I think they're called more call to action. And posts. Once again, those all have to be automated. You need automation on those. Okay. I better pop out the chat now. chat. Okay. All right, so let me close down the YouTube window because I popped out my chat now. There we go. And make sure that we know our prices right now. That should help. I also assigned a lower thirds to through the, I think they call it Hangout Toolbox, but it doesn't look as though it's picking up. I'm not really too sure why not. Okay, so the next thing is going through and building out the actual bot. So where I started out was, of course, once you get the Telegram API and the token key, then what I did was I set out to concatenate, and you can only concatenate 2 columns. So I did columns C and D, and then E was the chart URL. Then I concatenated B and C. So that was the API, and C was what the bracketed text was. This will change. Maybe it was called Ruby Chart Today. Maybe it will be called Ruby Bot News. Not really too sure exactly, but today it was all Ruby Charts. Go ahead and insert a row above there. Okay, then we concatenated D and E, which is the condition of the chart. That's the area that I really think, if I was to build out, you know, a good 25 of these, or I mean, even when I look at it now, there are more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 today. So maybe after, if it was 10 a day, maybe 50, and then we would have enough. As the example, I was able to get the percentage away from the EMAs, but once again, this is all just by sight and sound. None of that is automated. None of it is. Yeah, it's all by hand. Then we concatenated D and E, which is the condition of the chart and the chart URL, so that worked out fine. And we concatenated F and G, and F was the API, which included I think it was, hold on, B and C, that's right. And so what it is that if you concatenate 2 and then combine them at the end, that's what I did, is concatenate F and G, which gave me the entire URL. I put a break in the column section so that we wouldn't get things too busy. Then I did a paste special, and then I did a hyperlink. And that hyperlink, once it's in, it's very clever. Once it's in, it automatically goes over to the Telegram bot. So, of course, that all sounds all fine and good when you're in the Google Sheets, but before that, you create your Google Sheet. Then, of course, you create your script editor. And that's this entire piece of script that I will make sure that we put in the comment section, and so that we're all kind of building the same thing until we can make, you know, superior improvements with either the way that it's structured, the build is structured, maybe shorten it up a little bit if we can. Maybe there's parts of this that aren't really necessary. Maybe it's a little clumsy. It looks pretty clean right now, but I'm sure that if someone else was to look at it, that they can make it even prettier than it is. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So we have our token, our Telegram URL, our web app URL, our ssId, spreadsheet ID, and as I said earlier, the functions are the getMe, the setWebhook, the sendText, the doGet, and the doPost, all using the spreadsheet app. So what happens is that once you engage this, it actually goes over into a spreadsheet and notes, including epoch, the actual time of day, the number of the, I believe it's the ID, your bot ID, everything that you've said inside of the bot, and then of course what the response is of the bot once posts are made. So that's the clever part about having the API is able to then talk to your posters, and that part is where I'm really excited to see where that might be able to go. Right now we just have a simple comment. You make a comment, then the bot, when it's right now I don't have it in it's still what's called anonymous, or just where I'm just working on it, but it will respond to your queries. So as we find out, well, what people are looking for, what sort of queries would they be wanting the bot to explain to them, then we can start building on the answers. So that's pretty cool. We will open up the bot right now and see where we're at. I'll go ahead and close the bot father. And it's a shame that you can't see the bot working right now. But I think what I'll do, so that you can actually maybe hear it, is I'll go ahead and we will do a distance. Make sure that I can get over to the, oh, there we go. All right, so we'll work on the, I got too many things open right now. So what we're going to do is we'll work on a percentage away from the trend line. So I think this is important for people to know how close we're getting to trend. And right now we're approximately 40, let's see what we're at, 41%, 43% on trend, 46% on trend from the trend line. So 0.46. 0.46, we'll just open that up again, bring the chart over. Get a copy of the chart, which is what we do first. I just have to have a copy, and it's 0.46. All right, copy. Take it over to the worksheet. Make sure that we put that there. And we are 0.46. We have to make a step there, 0.46%. I had done an earlier percentage trend line. I'll do it space, and we do copy, and copy, and see where this one is at. That's a conditions, that stays the same. That is the chart, that stays the same. Column F is a copy. And concatenate is another copy. Column G. And copy. Copy V. There we go. That's also concatenated. So we copy that. And copy V. And that should be everything, which means we break. We tab over. And this is a paste special. So we copy over to, and it's Command Shift V. Column J is a Command Shift V, and a Command K, which hyperlinks. That does that. You're going to hear a ping. Make a real quick look at things. 0.46 from trend line. There's the one thing I need to do, which really helps. Go ahead and get that over there. So that should work. That change it there. Not too sure. I'm going to do the hyperlink again, I think. Okay, control. Nope. What am I doing with that? We want to shift control. I don't want that. Thank you. Command C, hyperlink, Command Shift V. There we go. And Command K. And apply. There we go. So all my spaces are in. Is that right? I think so. So here we go. So as you're going to hear it ping, hopefully. Hear that? All right. So we delivered a new post. It's loading right now. There it is. And I don't think I can send that to you guys. So that's a little problem there. Now, of course, once that's automated, the discussion was, well, sure enough, the math is there, right? Because we know that as it comes close to trend line, we know that we can do that math on trend. We know we can do the EMAs with precision, but it's the nuances of things such as, you know, prices threading free market. That would mean that it has gone up and through and down and needled up and down and then broken down through for the second time. Those kinds of nuances are going to be more difficult to automate. The actual cross, that shouldn't be difficult, but the nuance and the distance between price and the EMAs should not be. The crosses of the EMAs, once again, should not be, but the nuance of the condition of price as it comes through and around, that'll be more difficult. I don't know if it's going to be more useful, because not all things that are difficult end up being, you know, people are looking for. Okay, so what we did was in step 8, we actually did a bot post. And this is practice. Posting on the Google Sheet for the bot. And then okay, so those are single posts. What I'll do is I'll say practice single posting in the Google Sheet and confirm. And yeah, confirm, I guess. And confirm the results, such as space and annotations. Alrighty, excellent. All right, so we're just gonna let the chart go, do its thing. And I'm just sad that you guys can't see see the bot. I'm pretty sure that with OBS you could probably see it, but I guess it's because it's a pop-out, just like you can't see the chat when it's a pop-out. And then if I was to make it full screen, I think the thing was that I didn't think that it was necessary for you to see the left part of my Telegram account because it lists all of the, it lists all accounts and so forth. I just wanted you to see the actual RubyCrossBot, but no such luck with that, which is really a shame. But it is working on the display part. So I'm pretty happy about that. Okie dokes. All right, so that's about it, really. Didn't really have that much more. I just wanted to go through the notes of the day and how things worked out today versus the last couple of days. So I'm pretty pleased. I'll run back through some of the columns. Column A, of course, is left empty. Column B is your API to the equals sign. Then you move over to the bracketed text. Column C. Column D is the condition of the chart, and you do have to include a space. So it's actually the annotation or notation. You want to change that. Column E is the chart URL, which once again includes a space in the beginning. Column F is a concatenation of B and C. That's your API call and the bracketed text. Column G is the concatenated D and E, which is the condition of the chart and the chart URL. H is a concatenation of F and G, so now everything is brought together as one long URL. We've done a break column in column I. J is a paste special column, which is actually a paste of H and a pasted special in J. It's pasted special again and created a hyperlink in K. And once K gets hit, once the hyperlink gets hit, that is actually what fires off the bot. Down below, I've been keeping JPEGs of the charts, but I think that if column E is done properly, then we don't really have to do that. There's just kind of a redundancy there. So I should probably get rid of all of that. We tried to do something with the fidelity GBTC chart. That did not work out. We do have a URL that includes, and should have included, a snapshot of the chart. That did not work out. Let's see here. And then there's some training. There's some developer training, global objects for the JSON stringify. That kind of stumped me for quite a few hours. So I want to go through that. Then there is, what else was there? I had a couple of other Gmail kind of stuff. How messages work through Gmail and how, because once it gets fired off, you can have it sent to your or it can be sent to Gmail. So we're not quite there yet. Then I have the full script ID. which is when you go into the script editor, what that looks like. I have that saved. And then some shorthand that I'm getting from Bandit's help. Okay, so that is really what we have for today. And thank you very much for stopping by. If you are a replay viewer, thank you very much. And once again, this is BeautyBubble for the RubyCrossBot. We're building bots. Yes, we are. Become a patron. There's an address down below if you'd like to donate to support the outreach. This will be an open source build. I will be including as much data as I possibly can from my side until we can attract a couple bot builders to actually get this thing more automated for Telegram and Facebook. The RubyBot will not be the only bot. We will go and we'll try to automate as many tools as we can that are open to us that we think are useful to the community. So thanks a lot, and I will talk to you guys soon. Make sure if you'd like to subscribe to the channel and even hit the notification bell. I don't go live every single day. That would be really wonderful if I did, but just not the way that things work out. But if you hit the notifier, then you'll be notified, of course, when I do go live. And so that is it. Thank you very much, and I will talk to everyone later.